It's Max Wrestling 521. I am the Cap. He is El Jefe. My right hand man. My brother in arms. People know the difference between your bros and the snakes. And that is absolute. And speaking of absolute,
Absolute Ricky Starks is what's absolute. My man shows up finally in NXT, and the wrestling world is a buzzing. So what else on top of absolute Ricky Starks? Else is coming up tonight? Jey Uso has finally chosen Gunther for his match at WrestleMania. We predict AEW Grand Slam Aussie with the TSK boys. Plus, we hear from the Caps. After his counter offer last week, we once again hear from the sharp rookie, Blaine Rodriguez. Let's see what he's got to say. Plus, since we're doing predictions, we got to have beer do some NXT Vengeance Day. It's the B show for the B champion. Make Mac Wrestling your new home for all things wrestling by smashing that like button. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. And for those who like the old-fashioned podcast, head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast. And, of course, for all these links and a whole bunch more, especially the title history, hello, check out the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
yes. Now, I won't lie to you, good people. If you've been watching the show long enough, you know I've had a terrible few months. And out of those months, I just had the most nightmarish week of all. So I'm not up to speed on anything wrestling. I almost didn't even do the show this week, but I'm here part-time. So after this intro, I will hand you over to Moses and the TSK boys. And I will see you again at the end of the show because I will definitely be here for the bell end board. But after that, make sure you don't miss the official Max Wrestling post-show After Max on TikTok Live, hosted by our very own Cypher. It will be definitely this time the last one on TikTok before Corey moves over to Facebook Live next week. So for now, the QR code for Cypher's TikTok page, Flex Murdoch at official Aftermax podcast, is on the screen right now. So if you're watching this live on its YouTube premiere, make sure you scan that code and head to TikTok right after the show.
Right, keep it clicking.
Two things. First, Corey, Cypher, congratulations. I want my rematch. Now on to my second point. Mr. Beer. I see you're just getting yourself ready for your title match against Moses at Promo Mania. But I think you're jumping the gun just a little bit. Because there's still Revolution Road on the way. And allow me to take you back to Max 500 where you first won that title. You have that title because I helped you. And now it's time to collect. You have been champion for this long because I have allowed it. Now, I want my title shot. I hereby challenge you to Revolution Road for the world title.
Don't be confused. Don't be confused. This is going in Raw. We're going to talk about Raw, and yeah, it's the TSK. I know it is what it is. We'll get into it in a second. So, speaking of going in Raw, let's hop right on into it. Raw opened up in chaos as Jey Uso kicked things off with another epic entrance before being jumped by Gunther, and of course a beatdown. As Gunther goes to leave, Jey Uso drops a bombshell that he will challenge Gunther at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther comes back to the ring, and Jey gets his final word by knocking him off the apron and flying out of the ring onto him. So obviously, getting the upper hand. If you really wanted to play this up, that just means that Jey is losing at WrestleMania. I'm kidding. We've got months to then, and I think the writing on the wall is for Jey to win.
If it's not, what was all this for?
And Rikishi's going to have an epic meltdown.
Don't piss off Rikishi.
Why is Twitter still a thing?
Why?
Fuck you, Elon.
Fuck you, Elon. All right, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is teased backstage as Rhea talks about Charlotte trying to to stay relevant by dragging out her choice since she's run the Rumble. She gets to figure out who her choice is. Is it as obvious as no? I mean, it's either Rhea and Charlotte or Charlotte and who's the other one?
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany. Oh my goodness.
Or you could do Julia, I guess. But that's not happening.
Well, she showed up on NXT, no?
She did.
She did. Again, teasing the ideas. I'm kind of leading her and Tiffany Stratton. If you really want to get Tiffany Stratton over, you have her beat Charlotte, and Charlotte loses at WrestleMania.
That's where the money is. That's the money.
Charlotte losing at WrestleMania would do nobody any harm, but Tiffany a whole shit ton of good.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already seen Rhea and Charlotte, and it was stupendous both times.
Stupendous.
To not have Tiffany and Charlotte do this thing would almost be criminal. Like, we know that match is gonna bang, and we've got some time to build that up. So Paul, Uncle Paulie, don't fuck this up, brother.
No. I mean, like, Tiffany is the heir apparent. Like, she is the next big thing, next big women's star. I can't think of anybody, any crowning achievement that would be bigger than to have her beat Charlotte Flair
at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
What's the old saying, boys? Build a star, make it happen. She's over as a motherfucker as it is. Let's keep pushing it. Io Sky and Dakota Kai defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez as Sky hits over the moonsault on a bloodied Liv Morgan. The obvious, Shawn Michaels Diesel thing. Raquel is just not it. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just the gimmick. I don't know. Can't stand it.
It's kind of weird. But I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out.
Maybe.
Match was fun, though.
There we go. All right. More terrible booking for the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion as Lyra Valkyria is defeated by Bayley to advance to the Women's Elimination Chamber and then gets challenged by Ivy Niles after the match. So let's see. She wasn't in the Rumble. She's getting beat by Bayley to not get in the Elimination Chamber. She didn't defend the championship at the Rumble.
Was in the Rumble. She was definitely in the Rumble.
Oh, okay. What was it? Well, okay.
And it wasn't. There was no impressive showing. Like, you took her off the first Raw on Netflix. I think they took her off the second one. They cut her segments left and right. They have her lose to Bayley. They don't give her a good showing in the Rumble. This is your first IC champion? Come on, dude.
Women's IC champion.
You better.
I don't get it. The women's U.S. title, they're doing good things with that. Chelsea Green is rocking it with that.
Chelsea Green.
And, like, it just seems like Raw just doesn't know what they're doing with their women's division. And it's not just Lyra, it's Rhea, too. They can't seem to figure out what they want to do.
A little stuck in the limbo, but they've got weeks. Again, the big show coming up. We got Elimination Chamber, then Mania. They've got time to fix it. Uncle Paul's got his finger on it. Hopefully something will happen. AJ Styles addresses his return in the ring, but is then interrupted by Dominic Mysterio, and it looks like we're going to get Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. How lazy are we? If this goes down to WrestleMania, how lazy are you?
This might be this is Uncle Alan's last contract. Like, how many years does he have left on this thing? I want to say this is it.
I want to say he's got a year.
Maybe
two Manias.
Maybe if you better give this man the grandest send off at all. Like, there's never going to be somebody of this caliber again.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I think honestly they're doing it. I think they've got realistically I think Elimination Chamber is like March 1st, March 2nd.
First, I believe.
So they've got about 2-ish weeks
Yeah.
before, so they can easily do it. They did tease backstage. They had that segment with Judgment Day where, Dominic teased adding a new member.
Interesting.
And, Finn. So I don't know. Maybe they do, Finn versus Dom. Maybe that's the match we get.
Maybe. That seems a little bit better, and maybe a little bit more likely. But again, Mania's but a little over a month off, so we'll give it some time. Seth Rollins is in the crowd with Jackie, and then gets interrupted by Finn Balor as they trade words over the Elimination Chamber qualifier next week. I think it's Seth will get in, right? Just the easy way to go is to have Seth win.
Right.
I still have no idea what the fuck Finn's gimmick is with his new music. So
It's heartbreaking.
it's something.
Death Rebel.
It's
Big Finn Balor fan here, and he's turned into. People are calling him Pin Balor, the reincarnation of Dolph Ziggler. I'm just like,
oh. Now I can't unsee it. I can't if he goes blonde, I'm gonna lose my shit. War Raiders retain the tag team championships against American Made by disqualification as Julius hits Ivar with one of the belts. So we're probably gonna extend this thing to the Elimination Chamber.
Good match though.
I've never had an issue with American Made. I freaking love the Creed brothers. These guys are great. God, these guys are
absolute studs in NXT, man.
Glad to see it. CM Punk is out, and he says he's proud of Jey Uso. Sure. I guess I can believe you for a second. But sets his sights on the Elimination Chamber and, of course, Cody Rhodes. He takes a shot at John Cena for getting a pass and then is interrupted by Logan Paul. I've never been so excited to see Logan Paul in all my days. But that's because we're getting ahead for the qualifier following up. After that, Punk and Rollins? Mania?
The plan is Punk, Rollins, and Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit more behind it. I'm a little bit more behind it now.
The rumored plan was for that to main event night 1.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but for the main event, like, come on, give that spot to the Royal Rumble winner. You nerd.
You nerds.
Dork.
Geeks. Jahoobs. All the above. End of the main event. Logan Paul defeats Rey Mysterio. Why, I have no idea. With the pulverizer to advance to the Elimination Chamber. The New Day then attacked Rey Mysterio after the match. Because that's just what the New Day are. They're just dicks now. And apparently they've got better theme music because it's been made by Jim Johnston.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better.
And that was debunked, Jim.
Oh,
Was it?
Yeah.
you got excited for nothing. It is what it is. Well, that was going in Raw, and so last week, Blade Rodriguez challenged the Captain to a rematch for the beautiful television championship at Revolution Road, but the Captain changed the terms and says he wants to defend the title on the Max 10th anniversary instead. So let's hear from the guy calling out the champ. Let's see what his Blade's got to say.
So, Captain, you better not stay comfortable sitting upon your throne with your new title. For it doesn't matter where the stage shall be. I accept the rematch. Blade Rodriguez is coming for what is his. No matter how hard I have to fight for it, you will taste the steel from my sword. For it shall be used as a glorified unifying weapon to slice you in half, take you down, and throw the captain overboard. For with this blade, I will take over your ship, and anyone dare stands in my way to protect or to fight alongside you. I myself single-handedly will do as I must to take what is mine, which is rightfully so. So you can come at me and say that you took it fair and square, and it was fair and square. However, you did not take what is yours. No. You mainly scavenged what is mine, and it shall not be in the wrong hands for long. For it doesn't matter when the bout shall happen, it doesn't matter how the bout needs to commence, and it doesn't matter where the battle takes place. I will stay chivalrous and admit that you put up one hell of a fight. But that doesn't mean it took all the fight left in me. No. Oh, Captain. I'm ready. I am definitely ready. And it will not matter what narrative you try to spin in order to keep what you feel as though is rightfully yours, but we all know I'm the true owner. So, say what you must, do what you must, or can, for I know that I will reign supreme in the end. So I bid you a good day, Captain, and I look forward to seeing you, sir, on the battlefield.
Hi guys, it's Corey here, and I'm here to grant you an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm here to invite you to the hottest YouTube sensation since ever, and that's by joining the Max Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Yeah, that's right. If you're a fan of old school wrestling, trivia, promos, and all that good stuff, then make Max Wrestling your new home for entertainment. Also, we have new episodes every Thursday. Plus, join me, Cypher, Flex Murdoch, whatever you want to call me, here on the Max Wrestling page. I'll be live every Thursday after the show on YouTube. And don't forget our big event coming up soon, January 30th, Promo Rumble 10. So if you want to get down with the get down and join the boys and girls all around the world saying, Max Wrestling Podcast, yeah! Then give us a like, subscribe, and follow today. Thank you guys. I hope everybody's having a great year so far, because we're just getting started.
to Max Wrestling and I guess the partial TSK takeover. We got DC. It's Rob. Your man El Jefe. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the like button. All that fun stuff. Follow us on all the social medias and, of course, podcast platforms. And for all the information and a whole bunch more, head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Still to come, we got to talk some AEW and then especially do some predictions towards Grand Slam Australia coming up this Saturday. But first, this B champion, that's right, wants to talk some NXT. So I guess the B stands for beer. So let's kick it off to the man talking the NXT round.
What's good, people? This is Beer. This is your NXT review. This is the go-home show for Vengeance Day. Anyway, let's kick it off with the show kicks off with a banger match between Bayley and Cora Jade. Cora picks up a shock upset win when Roxanne appears as classic Bayley, who looked fantastic, by the way, to distract her. Cora picks up the win with a DDT, and that was Cora's best match in NXT. And then again, who has a bad match with Bayley? Ava then appears following the match, and I called what I said a couple weeks ago. I called it. I told man, there's now a fatal four-way with Cora Jade added to the match. I like it. We got a backstage segment with Sol Ruka and Zarya speaking about that match next week against Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. It's being interrupted by Nikita Lyons. Bit of a confrontation between both women, and challenges Zarya to a match later on that evening. Obafemi addresses the NXT fans, addressing that it may not be a triple threat match, it'll be a handicap match when A-Town Clown Under will want to take out the ruler. A-Town Clowns decide to come out and interrupt Oba, so he's feeling the pressure. Even Grayson Waller called Obafemi overrated. I can't admit, I did chuckle at that. I thought that was quite funny. Bit of tension between Theory and Waller. Said they both want to win the title. Theory and Waller both cooked each other on the microphone. Led to a trap. And both men attacked the NXT champion. We had a great Eddie Thorpe vignette talking about Trick Williams and his assault on him last week. Eddie then challenges Trick to a leather strap match at Vengeance Day. Next up, we have the best match of the night by some distance. We have Hank and Tank against the No Quarter Catch Crew against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. This match was fucking fantastic. The winners will face Fraxium down the line. Inamura and Briggs win the match, and Fraxium offered the tag team title match at Vengeance Day. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Next up, we have JDC, formerly known as Fandango, from the System and TNA, facing Lexis King for the Heritage Cup. It was a decent match with King retaining with the coronation for the 1-2-3. Next up, we have Nikita Lyons facing Zarya. The presentation of Zarya is great. I still feel that there should be more to be done with Zarya. Zarya then picks up the win with an F5 and a dominant display. We have Fatal Influence backstage, and they're having confrontations with Kalani Jordan to see who will get the first shot at Fallon Henley after the match against Stephanie Vaquer, which we all know Stephanie's going to win the title. And then there was a bit of an argument back and forth, and Ashanti the Adonis says that Carmen Petrovic, after winning her last two matches against Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan, she deserves a title match. Don't mind. But it's against Stephanie Vaquer in about 3 days' time, so yeah, good luck. Then we get Trick Williams addressing the NXT fans and accepts the challenge of the leather strap match against Eddie Thorpe. Now, we have probably the most insane moment I've seen in NXT for the last 5 years. We had the card rundown for Vengeance Day, and then we heard someone in the background say, "Oh, this looks good." And then it was the debut of Ricky Starks, and the crowd went ballistic. They were insane. And Ricky Starks said He's been asked when the Revolution will be televised, and he said he's here now. It came 24 hours after being released by AEW. Stark shows up. I tell you what, Shawn Michaels and Triple H did not waste any time. And I promised you, I told man, Starks is going to beat Oba for the NXT title. Now, the interesting part was that Starks' name was not actually said. Vic Joseph actually said, we know who it is, but Ricky Starks' name was actually not said. Don't you fucking dare change his name. It was an incredible moment. One of the best moments I've seen on NXT. Probably since Rhea Ripley beat Shayna Baszler for the women's title a couple of years ago. Main event of the night sees Tony D'Angelo defending the NXT North American Championship against Ridge Holland in an absolute bomb burner banger match. Tony D retains, which was a fantastic match. Picks up the win with a big spine buster. Ridge's best match since coming back to NXT. We then have Izzy Dame and Adriana Rizzo locked in the cage. We then have Shawn Spears, Brooks Jensen, and Nico Vance attacking the Dawn. And Izzy Dame attacked Tony D with a crowbar. Then Shawn Spears slams Tony D'Angelo off the top rope onto some steel chairs. And then we did have, to close the show, we had the vignettes of the Fourth Man. It looks like it is a new stable debut. Now my prayers, it's not Retribution 2.0. The masks look cool, but then again, I'm interested to see what Shawn Michaels has planned. Right. We're so excited, and we just can't hide it. You know the time. Let's get excited, 'cause it's last night. Last night I Dynamite without half a. Let's see if this Dynamite is better than Tottenham's last two cup defeats. Oh, my brother, love you. Over to you.
Right back from beer. Appreciate it. We're going to quickly go through last night on Dynamite. Nothing too crazy, but the TSK do AEW to the fullest, and this was a absolute snoozer. This episode would have put the most. If you have ADHD, this would have put your child to sleep. If you can't sleep at night, you need a cure for insomnia. Watch this episode of Dynamite, because that's exactly what it was. I'm going to go into it just a little bit. Max Caster actually starts us out, again, with his self-proclaimed the best wrestler alive. He holds an open challenge. We're praying for somebody new. Give us a speedball Mike Bailey. Give me some fucking jerk-off from Austin, Texas. I don't care. Give me somebody different. Instead, we got Hangman Adam Page. Don't hate it, but also kind of saw it coming. Hangman destroys Max Caster, which I guess the gimmick of this thing now is he's going to call people out just to get murdered. So that's about it.
Let's break up this over tag team just so I can get killed every goddamn week. Makes sense.
That's a Vince McMahon thing.
I believe it is.
It's a Vince McMahon thing. There's no better way of putting it. A recap of Ricochet defeating Swerve Strickland. Says he's just like the Philadelphia Eagles last week. He was a winner. They go through it, show it. I'm actually loving. I love the new heel Ricochet. I love where this whole thing is going. I feel like it's going to get crazy. It's going to get to the Hangman Swerve Strickland, Texas Death Match type of stuff. So
it definitely is. That's right up Swerve's wheelhouse. That green suit Ricochet was wearing, though, God, that's sharp.
I can't do it. It's terrible. But yeah, loved it. Prince Nana is afraid that Swerve is not paying attention, or is paying too much attention on Ricochet and not enough attention on Jon Moxley and the AEW World Championship. But he said the last time he took his eye off the ball, look what happened with Hangman. Burned his house down, so he's like, don't worry about it. Of course, we get the cocky laugh. And then we head to the ring for the Trios Championship match, which, by the way, I do not remember the last time these belts were actually defended. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot recall if it was. I don't even think it was fucking. They were defended any other time this year.
No, they weren't. Only because there's been 34 days into this year. The last time they were defended was November. I was scrolling through some comments or somebody, and somebody said November. So November was the last time these trios titles were defended. November of last year.
So easily breaks the 90-day law, no problem. But we finally get one here. It's the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, Wheeler Yuta taking on the Undisputed Kingdom. Adam Cole.
Jay White called them the D Riders.
The D Riders. Love Jay White. Adam Cole, baby. Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. This match, November the 9th. Oh, it's written right here. November the 9th on a Collision was the last time these belts were defended. Jiminy Christmas, the 30-day rule is shattered.
What 30-day rule?
Or the 90-day, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The rule is broken. They don't give a shit about these belts, but they made a huff and fuss about them a while ago, but we're rambling on it. This match was very, very good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was better than... I don't want to say it should have been. We knew we were going to get a good match because we have 6 good wrestlers in there, 6 guys with decent chemistry with one another, and then, of course, you have a very cohesive trios on one side, and there another one that's... the champions on the other side. So we knew this was going to be good. But the problem that we're having, and by I think we, I mean maybe just me, is I'm getting every bit of vibe, and I've said this for weeks now, and when one of these big giant guys like a JD from New York or whatever starts saying the same shit, then I said it first. It's the fucking NWO all over again. It's the NWO all over again. The second Hall, Nash, and Hogan are getting ready to lose, there's a low blow. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
You've been saying it for months.
Months. Thank you.
Months.
I even made the comment that this is the AEW equivalent of the Bloodline,
which was the NWO.
which was the Horsemen, which was the this.
It's every
the problem with heel stables.
It's everything beautifully. It's every fucking heel stable we've seen forever. Forever. Fuck.
Forever.
Criminy.
Forever.
Shout out the reference.
Shout out to fucking Outcast. Gotta love them. Post match, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Yuta all continue to beat down until Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker hit the ring to make the save. What a fucking weird bunch of guys. The fucking just, you guys go out there. I know everybody's in Australia right now for the thing coming up on Saturday, and I understand that. Is there nobody else in the back? Is there nobody else in the back? What is Dark Order doing? What is what the fuck is what is the best? Well, I can't say the best friends. What fucking Chucky was out there getting paid to do not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing.
Chucky T looking fantastic.
He looks fantastic. This guy walked up to the ring, did this, and walked back. And all this chaos was happening around him.
Typical Chucky T.
I love Chucky T. It's glorious. John Moxley and Marina Shafir are walking backstage when Copeland and clocks Moxley in the back with a chair. The Hulk Hogan-like chair shot this was. It wouldn't have hurt a baby. That's a little extreme, but it wouldn't have hurt a child. That's probably even worse. It's the same thing. Anyway.
Please don't hit children with chairs.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you do, I guess do it.
We do not condone that here.
If we do, I guess as softly as that. Anyway, regardless. So they get Mox out of the way. And another one that's just weird. They push Marina into a closet while trapping her hand and the briefcase out. Then they get the briefcase so they don't hurt her hand. They fucking use bolt cutters. Jay White comes in to help. Gets bolt cutters it, and they take the briefcase and run. So I'm like, all right, cool. Pop it open.
Let's go.
Like, right, pop it open. What's in the goddamn thing? They don't do it. Instead, they make us wait forever. And good God Almighty, do we wait forever. MJF is backstage with Renee. He says Texas isn't a real state. Dustin Rhodes isn't a real man. MJF said if Rhodes got down on his hands and knees and prayed to the devil after all he's done, or he should get on his hands and knees and pray to the devil. That's when Hangman walks in and tells MJF, get out. Just dead face looked at him, told him to beat it. MJF says, oh, you obviously have a crush on me. It's been 4 weeks in a row that you've interrupted me. I guess he said, you smell real nice. I didn't know Jack Daniels came out with a cologne. That actually made me laugh. Paige asks if that's the best MJF has. He says, obviously not. He says, you seem to lose everything for what? An apology? What makes MJF sick is the fans actually still believe in him. Tonight, MJF will beat Dustin Rhodes, move on to what Paige failed to do, become a 2-time AEW World Champion. He then calls him Seabiscuit and then walks off. Obviously, Renee tries to get a word with Hangman. We don't get it. Are we getting MJF and Hangman? And when?
Please.
Yeah.
Soon. Get Max away from the geriatrics, please. I love wrestling, but it did nothing for Max.
Oh boy.
Nothing at all.
And Jeff Jarrett really did nothing for Max.
No. Fuck no. Oh God. Talk about hurting people's careers. A name might hurt people's momentum, to say the least. Samoa Joe Hook, Katsuyori Shibata defeats a fucking bunch of Jahoobs, and one of those was Aaron Solo, by the way. Obviously, it was meant to be...
And Serpentico.
And Serpentico. Without the mask, I think. So
John Cruz.
It's fucking terrible. All right. Again, Super Squash. Joe grabs the mic. Again, they all hit a finish. It's over, whatever. Joe grabs the mic. He calls them the Ops, which is like hood for the cops.
No, opposition.
Oh, the opposition. Okay, I'm so glad I didn't fucking go on a whole rant.
You've got teenage children. Go ask them what the Ops mean.
Not these teenagers. Not mine. Hell no. I ain't gonna know what that shit is. Maybe my 7-year-old might. I should have asked him first. Goodness gracious. But they're the opposition. This is the worst fucking trio's name I've ever heard in all my days. Because, like, it would make sense. And I love Shibata. I love Shibata. Boy, do I love Shibata. Talk about the fucking odd man out. Okay? Like, Samoa Joe, I get it. You know what I mean? Grew up in Long Beach. He's one with the culture. Hook's from New York. Probably with the culture. I don't really know. Probably not. And then you got fucking Shibata.
I don't know. Maybe he grew up in the hood section of of Tokyo or something. I don't know.
Maybe. The popular fashion right now out there is like cholo wear, so I'll take it. Let me see fucking Shibata in a fucking flannel shirt with one button. I'd lose my shit. Oh, I'd lose my shit. I don't know what's up for them or where they're gonna go from here, but they're the Ops.
They're the Ops.
They're the fucking hell. Speaking of more crap.
Good job, Tony.
That's for real. Renee Paquette is backstage with Chris Jericho and Brian Keith as she asks if there's any consolation for that he got keeping the $200,000 bounty on that he put on Bandito last week because Brian Keith failed to cash it in. Jericho says, I would have paid double, even triple that if the bounty had been answered, but now he's going to do it himself. Wants to meet him in the ring. And we'll get to that in a minute. We get Willow Nightingale with Renee. Marina, she says like 3 words. Marina knocks her out. Fucking Moxley goes in and says calls Adam Copeland pathetic for trying to. He says he wants to fight fire with fire. He's a dead man walking. Go to commercial. We come back. Chris Jericho and Bandito have a duel. They do this fucking. He's got the stupid cowboy hat. And they're doing it's supposed to be 10 paces. It's supposed to be 10. They can't get 7. They're fucking running into the turnbuckle and the crowd are still fucking like trying to count. To just, to play it up. They dim the lights. They have this whole thing. And I thought it was cheesy as fuck. Okay? I thought it was cheesy as fuck. And then to make matters worse, they're telling me, the boys are telling me, oh, they did this on Collision with Brian Keith. So.
And Brian Keith and Bandito did it in the middle of their match.
Oh.
Like, it was genuine. It looked cool as hell.
Okay, so now it.
Fucking Jericho couldn't let Brian Keith have that.
Oh, that just made it even worse because I thought it was like they had the same exact thing. No, so you're telling me they had this face-off, this like Western style face-off in the middle of a match. And so Jericho's like, cool, let me just put a fucking cinematic spin on it. Oh, it sounds like the fucking promo champion. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's me. But it's still, oh, God. It was terrible.
Damn.
Fucking terrible. We get another random backstage with Cope and Jay White. If they're missing, does Moxley, do you miss your precious cargo? Dragging it out.
I've held a couple of these in my career. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up, Adam. You're god awful right now. Renee talks with Dustin Rhodes, gets the crowd going by saying the real devil is here, and MJF is going to find out why he is the last of his kind. Bitch. So I didn't know that Okada became Dustin Rhodes, but hey, I guess I'll take it. So, as beautifully as you put it, MJF needs to stay away from the geriatrics. And Dustin Rhodes has been wrestling since the mid-'80s. Not the late 80s. Not randomly a couple times in 1989. Since like 1985. This guy's been on professional wrestling television.
We were barely alive. I was alive in 1985.
I wouldn't even have thought in my daddy's mind. Lord have mercy.
Me neither.
So and I'm trying to be very nice and hype it up.
We like Dustin.
Thank you. I was hyping us. You know how many Gold Dust matches I used to see fucking watching Retro Rewind that I thought were really good? And then we go out here.
Running around as a little kid going, you know.
Yeah. And now. I don't even know. I tuned out so easily. It wasn't even funny. There was nothing to it. There was nothing. There was nothing to it. There was nothing about it. There was people snoring. I'm almost positive that's why Harold was muted half the time. He was snoring.
Yeah.
This was just all day long. Just dragged me out, brother.
And then here comes the star of today's show.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Hangman Adam Jones.
You're impromptu world champion to get all the fucking love in the world. Here comes Hangman after the submission victory by MJF, using the crossface, by the way. I don't know when he started doing that, but whatever. They have a stare down. It's whatever. They start brawling, and then it brawls all over the fucking place. And then they're trying to break it up. Then they get back together. And it brawls all over the place again. And then they finally separate them. And apparently during the commercial break, Hangman decides to kill 9 out of the 15 security guards.
How is Hangman not arrested? I mean, he burnt down a house. He poisoned a man with a syringe, which we don't know what was in it. You know, he drinks on the job.
All the time.
All the time.
It's the mustache.
It's got to be at this point.
It's the mustache. Oh, lordy lord. All right. Megan Bayne versus fucking Jobber. I like Megan Bayne. I don't have a problem with Megan Bayne. I have one problem with how AEW handle their women's division. And this has become heir apparent forever now.
Just one problem?
It's their entire fucking roster problem. They bring in another star, whether you believe they're a star or not, whether they're a Deonna Purrazzo or or Thunder Rosa or a Britt Baker, whomever the fuck you want to claim. They bring this person in. They're going to get a couple of bullshit jobber wins. They're going to get an opportunity at a title. When they lose, they're going to do nothing. So you have another one in Megan Bayne, who I'm not saying everybody needs to go to NXT because then you'll probably get used. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there needs to be a new formula here for how you're pushing stars. There needs to be a different path for how you're doing it. Not show up, get 4 or 5 jobber matches, then we give you some real competition, and if you're over at that point, then you win. And if you're not, see you later.
He's somebody that, you know, he's like that kid that gets a new toy, and then after 5 minutes, they're like, I'm bored.
I'm bored. Ridiculous. Chris Statlander and I'll pay you. Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford, the Statlander and Bane had a little bit of a stare down as they were both, you know, entrances were rather quick from the exit. And please, for the love of God, somebody correct me. I swear to God, I've seen this match 4 times. And like recently.
Feels like it.
Okay.
Man, I don't know, to be honest.
Like every time I see Chris Statlander, it's against Penelope Ford. Or every time I see Penelope Ford, it's against Chris Statlander.
They forgot about Anna Jay.
Here's my thing. Do they think we forget?
Thunder Rosa.
Do they think like we don't have memory?
Hikaru Shida.
I
Riho.
Nyla Rose.
But four Deonna Purrazzo. But 4 times we've seen this shit. Oh God. And it was fine. I'm not even gonna it was fine. Statlander wins with the Wednesday Night Fever. She's celebrating. I don't know what the fuck her gimmick is now. Now she went from an alien to this frizzled jacket, hippie looking thing, whatever the hell. All of a sudden, as soon as the match is over, Megan Bayne comes out, goes right for Statlander, allowing Ford to drop kick her through the ropes. Hits an F5, standing over Statlander. It is what it is. We're obviously going to get this at some point. Probably going to be the Revolution show. So, which, again, that's fine. I don't have a problem. As long as you actually build people and stay with building people. Don't just have them do shit and then tell them to fuck off.
Anna Jay.
So many others. I don't want to go down the list again. I don't want to cry because it's fucking heartbreaking for all these young lasses. However, this was a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. There's this. Originally, it's the Mercedes Moné theme, and I'm almost positive 70% of people stood up and went to go do anything else, but then it turned into a Harley Cameron music video with the Mercedes Moné puppet, and she bust out this rap. Like, first off, the whole thing is her rapping, and then she somehow speeds up, sounds awesome, stops in the middle of this whole thing, cuts a super serious promo by saying that you always start somewhere. And then there was a time when you didn't know how to wrestle, and there was a time when I didn't know how to sing or play the guitar or do ventriloquism or learn Japanese. But thanks to people like you doubting me, I got stronger. And she will go on to win. She doesn't want to go on to win the TBS Championship, and she doesn't want to be on the Money train. She wants to drive it. This was fantastic. Here's the problem. She's not going to win. And it sucks. Oh, it sucks. She went from being as much as a nobody as you can say, as nicely as I could try to put that, to all of a sudden, please, for the love of God, beat Mercedes Moné. Please, for the love of God, beat Mercedes Moné.
We'll pay you.
We'll pay you. For the love of God.
Oh.
We got the Hurt Syndicate versus the Guns for the AEW Tag Team Championships. This is not the first match I would have had the fucking Guns in. That's number 1. That is number 1. Other than that, I actually enjoyed it. For it being,
good.
What they say, 4 months out? the Guns not only look better physically, they're still pretty crisp. They seem to work just fine in between the ropes. And I was liking every second of it. I say almost every fucking week. I have Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, for the ages they are, have no damn reason being this good still. No fucking reason being this good still. But I enjoy watching them. They do retain the tag team championships. I kind of feel bad for the Guns. Now they're kind of just seriously going to go to the back of the line. But they showed that they're still pretty over. So I guess that's a plus.
Definitely is a plus. People have wanted them back. They've been clamoring for ages. For months. For months they've been gone. And now they're back. And they lost their first match back. And what the fuck, Tony? Anthony,
you're fucking up, Anthony. Post-match, we got Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Two big guys that I thought were on a roll are going to lose to the Hurt Syndicate because...
And it's I hate it.
I like it if it would have been like a for real thing, but it's going to be a throwaway.
Yeah, and we know it.
And now we're being wasteful. Mariah May is backstage and said that Toni Storm should have died back in August. I thought that was a bit exaggerant. She says, but beating her in Australia isn't the worst thing that she could do. She could have Storm beat her and leave her for months, make everyone realize the women's division is nothing without Mariah. And then, of course, Mariah guesses that she really loves Storm, and this will be a mercy killing. So, I don't know. Again, another situation where the writing might be on the wall that the woman from Down Under could win the... Well, no, she's from New Zealand. Oh, no, or is it Jay White that's from New Zealand?
Jay White is from New
He's
Zealand.
from New Zealand.
That's right.
But Tony is too.
Oh, so they're both...
No, she's from Australia.
Is it Australia?
She was born in New Zealand, but she's billed from Gold Coast, Australia.
Well, then there we go. So then again, we got a couple people in there from that area, or at least billed from that area, going for titles. So that kind of adds to it. I like it. And then we get this WWE Monday Night Raw segment finishing fucking AEW Dynamite. It's Adam Copeland and Switchblade Jay White. They're in the ring. They got the briefcase. He's like, hey, you guys want to see what's inside? And I'm like, no, motherfucker. We haven't been waiting for an hour and a half to see it. Yes. Show me.
Yeah.
God damn. So rather than probably just open it, he has to go get this spike. This thing looked like it came from Abyss. This spiked fucking 2x4. And
Dennis.
the whatever the hell the thing was name was, and he goes to I guess he goes to call out Moxley and says like, hey, come down here, I'm gonna bash this thing open, accept my championship match, whatever. And Moxley shows up. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. The thing doesn't, but this thing was fucking solid. It wasn't gonna budge for shit. He put a nice dent in it though, but that's all he did. The match is official. There was a giant brawl to end it. Then they separate and the show goes off the air. Nobody, and I fucking mean nobody, wants to see Adam goddamn Copeland go against Jon Moxley for the World Championship, let alone a fucking sandwich. I don't want to see this match for nothing. I've been comparing AEW to WCW lately, and this is the Lex Luger part. This is where Lex looks like he could be the guy to beat Hogan, and he ain't gonna beat Hogan. He's not gonna beat him. So
No.
We can only hope not.
I would bet money on it if I can. Where the fuck is FanDuels or DraftKings, whatever the fuck goddamn shit. DraftKings. Waging your money on some bullshit.
Our only saving grace is our stepdad Christian to come cash in his contract and take it from Edge.
It's either got to be him or it has to be the guy that's gonna save us all, being Kenny Omega. Either one. Hurry up, please.
Please.
Fucking criminy. All right, so we went through Dynamite. Beer did his thing already. He's got Vengeance to do after this, but We've got 5 matches for Grand Slam on Saturday, so let's throw in some predictions. We kind of already had talked about them a little bit. One of them we didn't touch on, but predictions is where it's at. So we'll start with the first one, Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron for the TBS Championship. As much as I want to say, let's fucking do it. Let's push the button, make Harley Cameron a star. As we say with Raw, hey, make something happen. Make somebody a star, right? This is the same scenario. Make him a star. She makes more money than almost any fucking player in the... rather than change people's minds with the whole English football thing and how she's fucking more paid than the average English footballer, she's probably higher paid than any fucking player in the MLS. There you go. I'm going to keep with soccer. But still, it makes it worse. How much worse? She makes too much money. There's no way.
Holding a mid-card title.
That part does make me laugh.
A little bit. It's just so baffling that we talk about Mercedes and everybody goes quiet, just shaking their heads in disapproval of what's happening, Anthony. We know you're watching.
And we know that you know that this is shit. Good sir. DC, anything you want to put in on this?
She's overpaid. She's overhyped. Is she good? Yeah. Nobody's denying that, but I can't. I can't.
I can deny it a little bit. Look how long it took for her to fucking meet the curve in AEW.
Good Lord.
If we were grading on a curve, she'd have an F by the end of the year. All right, let's get into something that we're actually going to really like. And there's no way that this is in the fucking middle. I'm going to save this one towards the end. So let's go with this one. Okada defending the Continental Championship against Buddy Matthews. I really think that this is going to be a great match. It's going to showcase Buddy Matthews into a perfect limelight that is going to I don't want to say stream rocket. It was a rocket. It's going to propel him like to new heights or whatever the fuck. But it's going to prove that he's a singles dude and he's going to do just fine as a singles guy.
Yeah.
However, he's not going to beat Okada.
No.
And that's okay.
It's Okada.
It's Okada. There's like 2 guys that are going to beat Okada, and one of them is Takeshita, and the other one, I don't know.
Kenneth.
Maybe Kenny. Maybe Ibushi shows up finally. I don't know. He's really hurt still, so who fucking knows? But, it's foregone conclusion that Okada's retaining, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Buddy win, because, if he does win, that just kind of proves that the common denominator, I guess, the problem was the guy that left. Which sucks, because he's good.
We've all been saying for years how fucking talented Buddy Matthews is. Like, he was incredible in NXT. We saw what he did on, the main roster, and, the shit he did with Rollins was entertaining as hell. And I think, should he win? Yes. Will he win? No.
Not happening.
Prove us wrong, Tony.
Prove us wrong. Fuck it. If it happens, it happens. I can't be too upset about it. Mariah May versus Toni Storm for the Women's Championship. I feel like
this is a weird one.
Okay, cool. This is where we're at. I like this. So go ahead, D, please.
If Buddy Matthews beats Okada, Mariah May retains.
Ooh.
If Buddy loses, Tony wins. One of the Aussies is winning.
Yeah, you can't go to Australia and have everybody lose.
One of them is going to win. Is it going to be both of them? No, but one.
Is it Harley Cameron?
Yeah, Harley Cameron. Yeah.
So 3.
From Australia.
I thought she was American.
No.
Really?
Harley's from Australia.
She's an Aussie. Aussie.
Oh.
Attaboy. I think D. I think you have a fucking super vital point. If there's three of them, only one can really win. Maybe I don't want to say you can maybe do two, but that might be forcing the TBS thing. Which I don't think they're gonna win. So we'll leave it at one. If there's three, you can only have the one. And if I could only have the one, I would have Tony Storm. I think it's a very, 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 very good opportunity for Tony Storm to happen. That way, if, say, heaven forbid, there is nobody else for for Mercedes, there's Mariah May. Yeah, it's a drop in belt, but think of somebody who's actually going to elevate the division. And I think that she's got a way better chance to elevate the division than a Mercedes Moné. She'll obviously want to be worked with more. There'll be a much bigger spotlight on her. Shockingly, I know, yes, Mercedes is a bigger name, but look who's well more over. So I think that's something that we could do down the line. But again, money. Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna go with Toni Storm though. I think it's time for her to win back the AEW Women's Championship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just weird though because it puts the whole title scene in this weird place because you kind of fed everybody to Mariah, and obviously Tony and Mariah is the big story and for the main title picture, and it's just like, well, you kind of fucked everybody, so what are you gonna how are you gonna make this run for Tony any different than the previous two? It almost feels like they backed themselves into a corner.
A little bit.
So it'd be interesting to see how they, this plays out.
So it's one of those where I think you could say you want Tony to win, but if she doesn't, we understand it.
Yeah, because I think at this juncture, Tony doesn't need a belt. I mean, she's more over than over can be.
Yes.
But if she loses, it can't be a clean loss.
No,
I don't think it would be anyway. I just don't think that would happen. But then again, we've seen worse decisions made in AEW.
True.
Especially lately.
It's a whole other show for a day. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega teaming up to take on Kyle Fletcher and Kenosuke Takeshita. It's fucking Kenny. It's fucking Kenny. You're gonna tell me Kenny's gonna lose?
Need we say more?
I mean, it's.
Sorry, Kyle Fletcher, bruv. We know you're from Australia too.
Yeah, no can do, bro. But still,
there's no way in hell a team of Kenneth and Billiam lose.
No,
not gonna happen.
The AEW Mega Powers are gonna lose? Absolutely fucking not.
I love the way you put that. The AEW Mega Powers. Please and forever. You know what? They need to take that name on right now. That's just a fucking name. Oh, I love that.
That one's on the house, Anthony.
The Mega Powers?
The Mega Powers. It's not copyright infringement. Don't give me that look, DC.
It probably is. Well, that's why we put AEW in front of it.
Ta-da. And in the main event, we got Cope, who ain't got no hope. So he's pulling the soap on the rope. Going against Jon Moxley. Oh, sorry, no, that's a Revolution. It's the tag match. It's Cope and Jay White versus Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. So I kind of said it with the Raw segment. If you win now, it means you lose later. So does Cope and Jay White win now for Copeland to lose later, or do they just get mollywopped both times?
I just want Cope to lose both times.
Is it that hard to give us what we want, TK?
That's just me.
Give us what we want.
Give us what we want.
Thank you. Somebody said it.
We'll pay you.
No, I won't. But just do it anyway. Because you know it's good for fucking business.
We're broke. We just because we're paying Mariah, or who are we paying to beat some? We're paying somebody from earlier.
That's right.
You get nothing
Harley.
from us. Yes.
We're paying Harley to beat Mercedes Moné. His pockets are dry. So I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. We're in the same boat, Mario. That's a fucking name right there. Moxley and Claudio, I don't want to say have to win, but they're going to win. And if the gods are hearing us, and if not the gods and at least TK, have him lose both times so we don't have to deal with this shit ever again. Because this has been dreadful. It has been dreadful.
Oh, it's tough being an AEW fan. I'm sure there's people out there that like what's going on, and that's fine.
That's fine.
We don't.
That's not us. So, speaking of not us, that's it. We're done for the TSK partial takeover. Now we're going to spin it off back, and it's time to kick it back to the B-Champ to do some B-Champ stuff, like covering the B show. It would be the C show, but NXT Vengeance Day. Go ahead, Beer.
What's good, people? This is Beer. This is your NXT Vengeance Day preview and prediction round. Now, this show looks stacked. Now, we've got 6 matches advertised for the show. It is on Saturday. It's on Netflix in the UK. I'm not sure where it is in the States. It'll probably be the CW or probably on whatever. Anyway, make sure you do not miss this show. Anyway, so we're going to get into it first, and we're going to start with a match that's quite a lot of emotion behind it. It is Javon Evans against Ethan Page. Javon has only just come back from his jaw being completely shattered by Ethan Page with his new aggressive style of Ethan Page. I absolutely love it. I'm going to go Ethan to win. Keep up the momentum for Ethan Page. And Javon's great. I think there'll be another match down the line, probably like a cage match or like a street fight, maybe stand and deliver. But yeah, I'll go Ethan. Ethan to win. And yeah, could be a banger. Then we have the tag team title match. Now this has got banger written all over it. We got the best tag team in the world. Nathan Fraser and Axiom to defend against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. Now, if you do not see the tag team triple threat match on Tuesday on NXT, you missed out. If you have about 15 minutes of your time, go and watch it. It was a fucking incredible match. And I put on Twitter, tag team fucking wrestling is back. I'm going to go Fraxon to retain. Even though I think Josh Briggs is criminally underrated. Yoshiki Inamura, I haven't seen much of him. You may have to ask Mo on that, because obviously Mo knows Japanese wrestling better than me. But yeah, that is going to be a banger match. You know, it's never a boring match when Fraxon are involved. But yeah, I'm going to go Fraxon to retain. And I think this could be up there with one of the tag matches of the year. So next up, we're going to go with the NXT Women's North American Championship match. We got the beautiful Fallon Henley facing the beautiful Stephanie Vaquer. This is literally a no-brainer. We're going to have a new NXT Women's North American Champion. Stephanie Vaquer is going to win to put the end to Fallon Henley's title reign. I think it's been a decent reign for Fallon. She's had some decent matches, but when you've got one of the best wrestlers, best women's wrestler up there with the top 20, and Stephanie Vaquer, you put the bell on her, and I've already told man what's going to happen, and I'm going to get to this next match. It's the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's Championship. We've got a champion, Julia, defending against Bayley, defending against Roxanne Perez, defending against Cora Jade. Man, is this like fulfill your fantasy or something? I love you, Shawn Michaels. Julia's gonna retain. No brainer. Because they're leading, all roads leading towards Julia against Stephanie Baker to be the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend. Calling it, told you. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting match. Trick Williams against Eddie Thorpe in a leather strap match. This is tough, because you've just turned Eddie into a proper badass heel, but Trick, the most over guy in NXT. I'm gonna go Eddie to win. I think Eddie Thorpe needs to win over Trick, because this is where you'll get Trick to be a bit more unhinged. Probably lead another match for Eddie down the line for the NXT title. So I think that's where it's going to lead. It's going to lead to Eddie to beat Trick Williams. That's what I go with. Now the main event, which should be the main event, Obafemi to defend the NXT Championship against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. No brainer. Oba's going to retain. And we're going to leave the match ready for Obafemi. And if you've not watched NXT yet, spoiler alert, if you don't want spoilers, mute your screens now. Obafemi will be defending the NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver against absolute Ricky Starks. It is happening. I've called this for a long time. Ricky Starks is going to be the face of NXT for at least 12 months. And we've also got the debut of this new stable that's been teased for the last couple of weeks. I don't know who it is. It's very interesting. They had some really, really cool-ass masks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this show. It's 11 p.m. UK time, I believe. I'm not sure what time it is in the States. I think it might be a little bit early. I don't know. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, that's my NXT Wednesday preview. Make sure you watch it. It's going to be a banger show. Anyway, back to the gentleman on the show. Dazzy, Bo, back to you.
The next Max event, and they're coming hot and heavy, is Revolution Road. It's coming out to you in just 3 weeks on March the 6th. It will feature predictions for AEW Revolution. But on top of that, the Max Tag Team Championships are on the line, because it wouldn't be a Max event without us having some gold on the line. The Shape and the Demoness team up against 2/3 of the Brothers of Max Destruction, Chris Reed and the Travesty. And of course, you must do this. The official theme song for Revolution Road is Shut Up and Fight by Captain's Revenge, a good old-fashioned 80s montage song. Take it from the new album Distortions, available to stream everywhere you can find music. And of course, for more information, head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/revolution. What a fucking theme. What a theme to fit the time, brother.
I'll be honest, I actually wrote that when you were feuding with Amir and you were doing that old school nostalgic promo battle. So that song is inspired by El Jefe and the Kingpin. And for the retros.
Beautifully today. Ain't that some shit?
Oh yeah. All right. As usual, we've got 2 lists. One's nice, one's not so nice, but we always check them twice. Oh, it is time for the bell end board.
And you fit the billing.
The hell's a bellend?
A bellend? You're a bellend, mate. Look, bellend 1, bellend 2, big veiny bellend over here.
I'll be nice. I'll let you go first.
We'll go. Yes, right. Okay. We'll do the professional part first. The professional. We're professional around here. I'm gonna jump it off right off the bat. I'm gonna give TK 15 points. Been saying it for weeks on end, dude. We're not gonna accept subpar shows. I don't know what happened. The last couple of weeks, Dynamite haven't been too bad. They've actually been relatively good. This week, the sentiments were said by Harold numerous times over and were repeated by myself. This show put you to sleep. If you had a long day at work and you really need a nap, turn on this episode of Dynamite, because it'll put you to bed. It'll put you to bed. It was, oh boy, it was terrible. From the weird opening where you have Max Caster fucking calling people out just to get his ass beat, to Moxley Murder Crew doing the NWO shit. It just I can't do it. I can't do it.
I mean,
The 15
to be
points
fair,
for TK.
I was expecting points for TK anyway for letting Pretty Ricky go.
You know what? Now that you were in retrospect, we knew he was on his way out.
Yeah,
We knew this
should
was
have
going to
booked him better.
happen. He absolutely should have did better. He 1,000% should have did better. And I'm not going to deny it. So you know what? We'll up it from 15. We'll go to 20.
All right, that puts TK on 60. Yeah, and he is top of the board.
Top of the board as he should be.
Oh, Tony. Well, you're top of the board for now, anyway. Let me see. I do know some stuff. But most of my points are going to be on the Bruv board this week. Actually, I think. Well, most of my separate points, anyway. As far as Bellens, I really don't know. I don't really want to give him points, but cope because you've really turned the crowd against you.
Yeah, talk about being a dude that's supposed to be a name that's supposed to garner attention. You're getting all the wrong attention. All the wrong.
So 5 points to cope.
Like he's the Lex Luger. I keep saying it. I have to keep comparing this to WCW's NWO run. This is Lex Luger. He looks like he could do it. He ain't gonna do it.
I don't think the name change helped.
It made it worse because it's all it is a running joke now. It's a running joke. Cope, hope, soap on a rope, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. We got two saviors in AEW. One of them is the world's greatest stepdad who could cash in at any moment and just save us from all of this. Or it's Kenny whenever they're done doing whatever they want to do with Kenny.
Yeah. All right then. So professionalism done. I guess it is time to put some huge points on the board. A lot of fucking points.
All the points.
You know, there's a very old saying, never trust a lawyer. So, you are a dirty, greasy, sleazy, snaky, despicable rat bastard. And I hope karma gets you like a bitch one day. 1,000 bell end points and go fuck yourself.
I'm officially declaring the McMahon Award, the McMahon / Lawyer Award.
Oh yeah, there's no other way it's going this year. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go to the Bruv board. Bruv.
Brother.
That was generous. So for the Bruv board, like I said, I do know some stuff. I'm gonna give 20 points to Logan Paul because his new finisher is sweet.
I did not catch that. Then again, anytime Logan Paul hits my TV, I do this.
It's basically a back suplex, and then he spins it into a DDT.
Okay, that kind of sounds good.
He did it to Ray Ray on Raw.
Ray.
So 20 points to Logan Paul. Man, the Bruv board is huge. I will also go Jey Uso. You deserve some points because there's still people ripping on you. So 15 points to Jey.
I've accepted it at this point, and if you haven't accepted it at this point, I don't understand what's going on. Like we know this is going to happen.
There was a guy in the crowd on Dynamite that I saw a screenshot of with a sign that said, "At least AEW doesn't have a talentless hack saying yeet."
Oh, come on.
He's
just good.
Salty.
Yeah, exactly. You're just that. Don't get me wrong. I still wanted John to win too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it like that. But come on.
Everybody loved Jey Uso a couple months ago. All of this hate has all come since the Royal Rumble, and it's just because he won, and you weren't expecting it.
Bingo. I was gonna say it's not even so much of the John lovers or whatever, the people who have to have the nostalgia pool like I was trying to do. It's more of you're just mad because you didn't see it coming.
No.
But a lot of people did. Because they're smacked.
I mean, like I said after the Rumble, we should have seen it coming. When you look back on it, you know, Uh,
Blinded by nostalgia, we were.
yeah, isn't hindsight a great thing? What can I say? Always trust your gut. But
Hey,
I'm gonna finish the above board off with a solid 30 points to Ricky Starks.
hey,
You go get your flowers. NXT presented you like a fucking star.
superstar, superstar. This guy came in, said he's gonna turn this place upside down. Here's and I mean this in the kindest, nicest way possible. Stay healthy. Whatever you can do, stay healthy. The fact of the matter is maybe you would have got a little bit more in AEW if you stayed healthy. However, as we've seen with cats like Punk in WWE, you could still be pushed while being injured. Something TK should learn and learn it fast.
Yeah, I think there should be a book study on how they kept CM Punk relevant for almost a whole year while he was fucking injured. And in
Listen
the
to the
hottest
words he
feud in the
said.
company.
Again, listen to those words too. Almost a year, and one of the hottest, if not the hottest feud of the year.
I mean, it was our feud of the year as voted by you. Thank you very much.
So gotta tell you something.
I'm pretty sure it won WWE's match of the year too, like official match of the year.
Probably. I'm not gonna say for sure but hell, if it didn't, I really am dying to see what beat it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Dave would have given it to something in Japan.
Oh fucking Christ! I love Uncle Dave. But
or Will. Will was up there.
Will's up there doing
B-Dry.
something with somebody.
Any bruv points to dish out? I mean, you've seen a lot more than I have this week.
This week, let's see, who was I? You know what? I want to give 15 points to Ricochet because I really truly am enjoying this new gimmick. All he really had was a promo because again, all the guys are probably in Australia by this point, so the fucking show was lackluster as shit. But he had this whole thing talking about, he's like, I'm just like the Eagles. I won this weekend. I'm on a higher level. Da 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 da. His entire thing right now is to derail wherever fucking Swerve is going. It has nothing to do with like long term. It has everything to do with I'm gonna fuck over Swerve right now. Which all that helps you do is envision what he's gonna do with other people in the future. He's gonna be the derailer, if you will. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna throw the curveball into it. And then at some point when the momentum finally gets there, he could be a really good heel champion. Maybe TNT or something. But I'm loving what Ricochet is doing. It's 15 points to Ricochet. And who else? There was somebody else I wanted to give points to. It's ringing in my goddamn head right now. I can't figure out who it was. It was somebody on the E, I believe. Was it just Jay? It probably was already Jay. American Made. That's who I wanted to give to the Creed brothers. Why? Because these cats wrestle. Love this. I love Julius Creed. Love Julius Creed. This kid's got a massive future.
They will definitely be tag team champions at some point soon.
Please and thank you.
I'm going to throw another 5 points to Harley Cameron too for officially getting a match with Mercedes the
Make
Puppet.
it 10 for that goddamn music video.
I feel the wrath.
Oh, outstanding she was. Outstanding.
Crazy because when we saw her with who was she hanging around with? When they were feuding with
Saraya.
Now before that, she was hanging around with somebody who was feuding with the Acclaimed.
Oh God. Private? No, not Private Party.
Oh, it was what's his name?
Oh shit. What's his name?
The guy that nobody likes, the trainer.
QT Marshall.
Yeah, she was hanging around the Marshall crowd.
QT Marshall.
Who would have thought back then that she'd become such a gem on television these days?
Hey, poke fun at fucking Mercedes Moné will get you over on television all day long.
Very true. Turn her into a puppet.
Great job.
All right. Well, obviously TSK handled business this week, so thank you for joining us. We appreciate you all, and I would just like to echo some past words of CM Punk. If you're in a place where you feel like you need help, get it. And I will add, it is okay for men to be sad. This world fucks us. Our worst fears become realities, and it is okay for us to cry about it. So, before we close this up, let's find out what's in store for the TSK.
My man is 100% right. If you feel that type of way, go talk to somebody, please. Get your help, whether it be your friends or professional. You just need to get it off your chest at the minimum. Speaking of getting it off the chest, TSK boys are always down to jump in and fill in for the Max. You know this. We like this. We do this. It's not a problem. What we do have coming though is we do got what was it? We got the Revolution show. Revolution show's coming in March when that goes down. We might. It's not a for sure. We might do Grand Slam, but DC's feeling like we might do Vengeance Day, considering that the B champion hung out with the Black Hearts. There you go. I was gonna say some other. I was trying to keep it with the B's. You know what I'm saying? Since he's doing a show with them for the predictions for Vengeance Day, maybe we can rope him in to try to do a review of it with us. We don't know. If not, we can do it in the honor of him because, B show for the B champ. And then I think that's all we got for right now. The move is happening, though. As I said last week, next when we do Revolution, it'll be it'll be one of these dual shows and probably the last official review on Max. But don't worry, we're going to hang out and do some other stuff. Don't worry, the announcements are coming. But the Revolution show will be TSK's first episode on their new channel and the last pay-per-view review right here on Max. So it'll be on both sides so everybody can be a part of it. The footy pod's coming. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna find the time to do it, but it's coming. It's fucking coming, bro. I'm telling you. Even if I gotta just go weirdo stuff and just pull my phone out and rant for 7 or 8 minutes, that's what we got to start doing. It needs to happen. It's just your boy wants to do too much. You know how it goes. For those who know, your boy wants to do too much. But who doesn't need to do too much is all of us, because we're here for each other. And of course, to find out what we're doing, you got to check out all the socials. Follow us on the goddamn Twitter machine. Fuck Elon. Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, Max Footy Pod. We're going to start posting on that more often. At least maybe then we can get it going on that. And of course, as I say all the time, for all your links and a whole bunch more, check out the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Hit the subscribe button, follow button on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, TikToks, and whatever weird other social media you find us on. Hook us up with some love.
Yes, and like I said last week, Captain's Revenge for music does have its own YouTube channel now. You can find Captain's Revenge all over YouTube. I have recorded that interview with Mike Larkin.
Yes.
Was hoping to have it up by now, but obviously stuff happened. So it's in the tank, just hasn't been processed yet. But yeah, look out for that, which kind of delves into the whole story really behind Captain's Revenge and how I got into music. So that will be up hopefully very soon. And that is it for now. We will see you next week, where I will hopefully be back to full capacity. I will just say this is good. Wrestling is therapy. This is why we love the sport. So
Get lost in it.
Yeah, you've got Netflix now. Just go watch some wrestling.
Watch some wrestling.
Just switch off, just for a little bit. So, thank you to wrestling. You know what? Let's go really quickly back to the broadboard. 100 points to professional wrestling. Thank you.
There it is.
So we will see you next week. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night. Bang.
Really wonder how much a plane ticket will rent me.